Well, many people would love to find the fountain of youth and keep their skin forever looking young. But is that a fairy tale? Or is it? Well, Dr. Christopher Maloney is here to tell us how we can get that youthful glow. Doctor, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And we are here today to talk about something called Forever Young BBL. Now, I've never heard of this before you came on to tell us about it. Why don't you explain to our viewers exactly what that is and how it works?
Forever Young BBL is actually an extension of one of the most common procedures performed in a dermatologist or plastic surgeon's office called IPL. And basically, it's not a laser, but it's a light-based therapy where there are certain spectrums of light that we can shine on your face that can cause clinical results that make you look younger. So basically what happens is there are cells underneath your skin that create pigment, reds and browns. And as we're exposed to the environment, get sun damage, and as we age, we get more of the reds and brown spots that come up. So knowing that this light will actually target and heat up those specific cells, we can heat those cells up and actually cause them to die and release that pigment, which over the course of a week or two just sloughs off as normal dry skin. So basically what this is doing is it's targeting red and brown pigments and lifting them off.
So it's the heat of the light that is actually changing the pigment on your face?
Actually, it's not too dissimilar to when you're sun tanning, the skin absorbs the light and melanin gives you that brown tan color. So this light will specifically be absorbed by that melanin or that pigment. So the rest of your skin that doesn't have a red or brown spot will not absorb the light to the same intensity that a pigmented lesion will. So the pigmented lesions heat up and get destroyed before the skin is actually burned.
Okay. Now, I've had some sun exposure that was pretty uncomfortable. Does this procedure hurt at all?
It can feel like a hot rubber band snapping on your skin, and so it can also feel a little bit warm. But we have different techniques that we use to cool down the skin and make it extremely comfortable. You don't have to go to sleep. You don't have to get any needles or injections. So most people just describe it as a little bit uncomfortable, but very tolerable for the results that they see.
And how long does one treatment take?
One treatment may only take about 30 minutes to an hour, if you're just treating the face. We like to get people to do the face, neck, and chest, as well as the back of the hands, because those are the areas of a person's body that are almost always exposed, get the most sun, and also are the ones that show you the most age.
Okay. And then as far as how many treatments will it take to get your optimum, the end product that you're looking for?
With as little as one treatment, you can see a difference right away. But we usually recommend a number of treatments depending on how much sun damage somebody has. In addition, we also like to use this as maintenance for the skin because of the anti-aging effect that it has. And basically, there have been studies out of Stanford where they've done multiple treatments using Forever Young BBL over a decade. And if you can see the before and afters, 10 years later, the patient's skin still looks better. So they actually wanted to see what it is that is causing these long-lasting improved results. So they did biopsies of young college women and biopsies of the people that have had this treatment and people that have not had this treatment. And you can actually see that people that have this done as a maintenance thing for 10 years, it's actually going to change the DNA of their skin and make it look more like a college freshman than, an older person. So it actually has an anti-aging effect by turning on the good DNA and turning off the bad DNA.
So not only are we treating the spots that we're not very happy with, but we're actually preventing more from coming.
Yes, and so, if you look at the befores and afters and you follow patients for long periods of time, you see their skin just gradually improving and maintaining over long periods of time. And that's that anti-aging effect that it offers. Not to mention, lifting the reds and the browns always makes somebody look better and younger than if they have a lot of those pigments.
Oh, absolutely. I have some reds and browns covered right now. Now tell me, after you go in for a treatment, can you go straight to work, or is there going to be a visual difference to your face?
Typically, you can go right back to work. Some people that have a lot of red and brown pigments, they may have sort of a coffee ground appearance to their skin where those lesions or those pigmented areas get a little bit darker. But it doesn't cause swelling, it's not going to be extremely noticeable, and it can be completely concealed with just a little bit of makeup if it does have like an important event. But as far as downtime, they walk out of there and drive themselves home. We only ask that they stay out of the direct sunlight while they're healing for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, this is fascinating. Okay, so after we have all of our treatments done, what can we do to kind of maintain that healthy skin?
The most important thing is really using a sunblock that works and also using a sunblock as described. So you want frequent applications, you want something that blocks both the UVA and the UVB rays. So obviously sunblock's a staple, but there are other things such as retin-A, hydroquinones, and other medical grade products that can also be important and useful for maintaining your face and your skin after procedures such as this.
Excellent. Well, very good advice, doctor. I want to thank you for joining us today and telling us about this wonderful technique, and we hope lots of people call you.
Thanks.
And to learn more about Forever Young BBL, give Dr. Maloney and his team a call. The number is 298-2330, and you can also log on to their website, maloneyplasticsurgery.com.